What's going on, gamers out there? Gami93 here. Welcome to episode 34 of Building Minecraft City 3.0. In this episode, we're going to be... I only have about 20 minutes left before I have to go to work. So I'm going to try and get as much done as I possibly can.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, so it stops just at the end of the hall.
1, 2, 3,
and then
4,
we want
5,
to do
6,
this
7,
pattern.
8,
So
9,
starting
10,
from the
11,
right hand side
12,
or the left hand side, we want to have this pattern. We want to have one hand side, miss one, one hand side, miss one hand side, miss one, so on and so forth until we reach the end. Add another layer of andesite on top of the andesite.
Wyman gives me the best shine and the best reflection. Your kitchen says a lot about you.
It takes time for people to appreciate the true beauty in this world.
Like our...
Then do cyan stained clay in the
Now, even though it's called stained clay, though,
Then add a layer of stone slabs on top of those. Then add buttons to the top cyan stained clays. There we have the lockers. You might also want to add some additional light to the lockers. You might want to add some on the ends, you might want to add some on the bottom. Wherever you might want to add it, you might want to add some in the middle. That's completely up to you. I'm just adding loads and loads of light so you guys can see as well as possible, but I wouldn't add this much to my actual score. Do some lockers on the left, do some lockers on the right. So the lockers, as you might remember, polished andesite, we have a row of 4 empty space, so 1, 2, 3, 4, a gap of 4, then 13 andesite, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then we want to do the place one andesite, miss one, coming all the way across that row of 13, starting from either side. We then want in the end that row iron stained clays popping out. And we'll end up with something that should look exactly like this. There we have lockers on the left, lockers on the right, and again, you might want to light them up, you might not want to, completely up to you. Again, I'm just lighting it up so everybody can see everything perfectly, but I don't want this many torches around my school. Once you've got the lockers taken care of, we're now going to make our way up to the second floor, and we do have to fill in the second floor a little bit here. I left this open originally, just because I wanted you guys to be able to see like all of the floors at once, but we can now close this up a little bit, and we can just leave enough room so that you can actually travel between the ground floor and the first floor. I think the 3 blocks is enough. Is that enough? Yeah, there we go. So that's more than enough room to travel up, and then we're just going to fill this in a little bit, and then we're going to add the second floor staircase taking us to the 3rd floor. So yeah, that's enough there. And the staircase is going to be centered here. So once you've filled in that little gap, if you haven't already, another staircase is going to be centered right here. So it's in line with like the end of this hall, looking towards where the principal is going to be. It's going to be the exact same design as the other staircases. So it's just going to be the tapered up staircase. It's going to be the single stone brick stair in the center. And then it's going to be polished andesite behind and to the left and right of each one of those stairs. So you can see we're just adding in stairs. Oh, destroy that. We're just adding in stairs coming here. So now we can actually walk up. And now we're just going to add the andesite left and right of those stone brick stairs just to make it look a little bit prettier, and that is how we're going to get up onto the roof and all of that, because we do have 2 doors that take us out onto the roof, and you might want to add a little bit of light to that, and everything really is about light with this. I wish that there was some way to light this place up better without having to place a bajillion torches, but you know, I don't know of one. So we can now get up onto the second floor here. We can already walk in and out. I'm going to be placing torches around here, and we can also arbitrarily throw some around the halls if we want to. And I would also suggest lighting up the around the glass, because you'll be able to note that from the outside now that that's lit up a little bit. Maybe a few torches around here just to light things up furthermore. And what you might also want to do, and I'm going to be using white stained glass pane for this, you might want to go around the staircases with the white stained glass pane, and this might make them look a little bit prettier, and it will obviously reduce the chance that you're going to fall down the stairs, which is always a good thing. We don't need anybody suing anybody, especially in a school, so you might want to make them a little bit prettier. That takes care of, like, the hallways, what you might have in there. That takes care of all of the floors. Now we get to focus on some of the actual
Hold on, let me see how we did it
a
again.
little bit prettier. That takes care of, like, the whole...
Oh, whoops. I did not place these right. There we go. There we go. That's better, right?
down the stairs, which is always a good thing.
It does
we don't
not
need
come up to here.
anybody suing anybody, especially in a school, so you might want to make them a little bit prettier. That takes care of, like, the hallways, what you might have in there. That takes care of all of the floors. Now we get to focus on some of the actual rooms, guys, some of the actual classrooms. So every single one of the classrooms, the doors are this design, and they are roughly in this position. They are always closest to, like, the center of the school. So you can imagine, like, this is where the door to this classroom is. This is the front left-hand side.
Okay, so I can get rid of that. Let me just get this stuff out. There we go.
Side of the building here, this is this classroom. The door is positioned right there. This, just opposite it, this is actually going to be like a little mini assembly hall. Back when I went to school, we had a, we kind of used the gym actually, but like at primary school, we had like a little assembly hall, which is going to be this, so you can zip, whoop, oh god, zip through there, so you can see that the door is closest to, like, the central location here.
Imagine being able to...
There we go.
Right here, we're also going to add an additional door, like in this hallway, and once again, this is going to be closest. And we're not going to add two doors, we're just going to keep the one door. This is actually where the cafeteria is going to be, so we're going to make this door a little bit wider, but you guys can figure out where you want to place these rooms. You can place them wherever you want, but the cafeteria is going to be here, is going to be a little bit wider. And for the cafeteria, I did actually say that all of the doors are the same, but for the cafeteria, and this just happens for the cafeteria, the doors are wider, plus I actually placed two of them, like one at each end, because it didn't seem logical to just have like one door that everybody would be stuffing themselves in and out of, so that's where I placed my cafeteria. But for this room, which is actually kind of like a more science labby room, it's kind of got that feel to it. I only designed like 4 or so different rooms. The science lab, you can see that the door is also placed in the same position. But there we go, guys. Now we have kind of like placement.
Oh, whoops! I
ground floor.
I messed that up a little bit. Yeah, I definitely messed that up. There we go. There we go.
And it's very similar for the second floor as well. Once you've got all of that figured out, this is what you want to do next. So you don't have to follow this floor plan if you don't want to, and you can add more of one particular kind of classroom if you like, or you could add less, or you could make your own. But this is the first classroom that I made, so I'm just going to get rid of all of my materials. And the first kind of classroom I'm making is just kind of like a generic standard classroom. And to make this, I'm going to need some oak wood planks, some dark oak planks. I'm also going to need these stairs, so oak wood stairs and dark oak wood stairs. I'm also going to need, and I'm just looking here at what I need, guys, as I talk. I'm also going to need some block of iron. I'll also want to grab some black wool, and I'll also need some. I'll need some bookshelves, and what else do I need? We'll deal with it right now. So we have pretty much most of the materials here. So once you have all of these, this is what you want to do. The desks for this room, and there's 3 of them, they are...
Okay, so I need to grab out the stuff for the desks. So, which, luckily for me, though... Now, I can actually add in more than one desk, though, actually. But the teacher desk, though, is going to be made out of the dark oak, while the main student's still going to be made out of oak. Grab out the chairs, so I need oak and dark oak. There we go. Perfect.
We are in line with the windows, so we're going to take out our dark oak wood stairs, and the chairs are 1 block away from the center of the window. So we have 1, 2, and 3, just like that. So starting from that left-hand side there, we have 1, 2, 3 chairs. And the way that I made the desks is this. I made it like this. So the desks are 1 block away from the chairs, and they are actually 3 blocks wide, and they are like 2 blocks thick. So basically the desks look a little bit like this, and you have to place blocks so you can place a desk. So we have
so
this here. I'm explaining this a little bit poorly, aren't I, guys? But you can see that we have a row of 3 upside-down oak wood stairs here, 1 row away from the actual chair, and then we have another row opposite facing that. So it kind of looks like we have a desk. And if you wanted to take that 1 step further, you could take out your oak wood slabs, knock out these middle 2 here, and you could do oak wood slabs like right in the center, so you have some proper-looking desks. Up to you. You have to do this a couple of times. You have to do this for the other 2 as well. So we've just got to repeat this. The desks are actually a little bit irritating to make, but you'll get the hang of how to make them once you've done them a couple of times. Whoops, we placed those in the wrong way, so we now want the opposite facing upside down. Perfect. So now we want the opposite facing oak wood stairs, and then if
I might have to push it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to push this. I might have to push this back a block though. I'm thinking.
Oak wood slabs. Whoops. And that will give you a much better desk shape than just
should I though?
the whole,
I mean,
whole row
well, the
of stairs.
blackboard though is
You might
gonna
want
go
to
right up against
make
here
yourself some
though.
nice little desks. And something that you might also want to do, I added this, but I doubt that you have these things anymore. So I added flower pots onto the corners of the desk, kind of as like a pencil pot, sort of like pen pot sort of thing. I thought that it made things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna back these up a block.
With that. Also, what do we have here? So after you've taken care of the desks, I also have on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm backing these up a block. It's just gonna make things a lot easier though on myself though. It's just so we can also like have like enough space though to actually get through, you know? There we go, and finally, there we go. Let's take pencil cases though along each of these desks, like so. There we go. Perfect.
Left-hand side, as you walk in, we have a row of dark oak wood planks going from the front of the room to the back of the room, right at the bottom. Then we leave a gap of 2, and then we do 2 layers of bookshelves. So 1 and 2, and it just made sense to add something a little bit like that, a little bit of a little book section. It's a classroom after all. What else do we have? So we have a blackboard, although I bet these are a little bit out of date, but it was a bit more recognizable to me than a whiteboard, plus it added an additional color. So a blackboard. It is 1 row off of the ground, and it is like starting from where the entrance is here. You want to leave a gap of 2. So 1, 2, and then you want to do a row of 10 black coming over to the left hand side of the room. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this. Now the reason I'm using glowstone though is because glowstone can actually see through stairs like this. As you can see, the room has been lit up more. There we go.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. And then you just want to basically like fill the wall with it. So on top of that, you just want to add additional layers of black until you have a full wall of black walls. So you want to have something which should look a little bit like this. And what I also did actually, like, I knocked out the bottom layer of black except for the blocks on each end like this. And I then filled in the bottom of that with glowstone, like so. And then I did a layer of upside down dark oak wood stairs right at the bottom, because like on those old fashioned blackboards and stuff, like you used to have a place where you could place
There we
marbles
go.
and stuff.
Yeah,
That
this
just
is a
added
lot
more
easier.
light to the room. We also have the teacher's desk, and the teacher's desk is situated, it's starting from the back left hand corner of the room. We want to leave a gap of 1, and then we want to place a
Allergies? They're fast, powerful.
Okay. Oh shoot. Okay.
It's more than a shame. It's the first thing people notice about it.
dark oak wood plank, then a dark oak wood stair, then a dark oak wood plank, and that's kind of like where the chair is there. And what we then want to do
Oh, whoops.
is
It's over here.
we're not leaving oh, we are leaving a space. Hang on. Okay, scratch that. Leave a gap of 2, and then place an oak wood plank, a dark oak wood stair, an oak wood plank. Then in front of this is going to be a desk, and the desk is actually, it's built very, very similarly to the student desks, except it is 5 blocks wide.
There we go.
It looks a little bit like this, so it's 5 blocks wide.
Oh, it's actually
and
5
it's
blocks
a little
wide.
bit thicker than the student desk, so we actually have a layer of dark oak wood slabs, and then we have the additional layer of upside down stairs, and it looks a little bit like
There we go.
this. So that's kind of like the teacher's desk, like that. And also in the corner here, the front left-hand corner, or however you're describing it, this is the front left-hand corner of the school.
Okay, dokie. Okay.
Here we have kind of in the very corner we have a iron block, and then coming out that we have a dark oak wood plank, and then furthermore we have another block of iron, and then we have, actually it's the other way around. I'm sorry guys, I'm getting a little bit of this wrong. We have a dark oak wood plank in the center, and then we have iron, then oak wood planks, then iron again. And then we can probably get rid of most of what we have. Grab some trapdoors and place trapdoors in front of the wooden blocks, and take out, once again, plant pots, and then your flower of choice. Mine's poppies because I like them. And I'm going to place poppies on top of the wooden portions again. So now we kind of have that's where you'd grab, I don't know, that's where you grab whatever pencils, books, you'd grab stuff out of there. And that'll leave you with a pretty nice looking classroom. If you want, you can also light this up a little bit. So this is classroom idea number 1. This is what I'm going to put.
Okay, here we go. Let me just kind of light this up a little bit though. Perfect. Alright guys, I'm going to end this episode here. Make sure you guys smack that like button. If you plan on subscribing, definitely your choice. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss another Diamond 93 episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye!